Hi everyone, welcome to, I think this is the 8th live stream in the Regex Breakfast series. Looks like the live stream is working now. So I'm going to start off like usual and go through the repo. So it's found on my GitHub and it should be linked in the description below as well. So if you go to gwenf.com, and then there's a little bit of a README. I do need to update it. But basically you can clone it down and run it just like any other Vue.js application. Hi nobodies, how are you? And then there's a little bit of mock-up and some information. But yeah, I'll update that at some point. So I did add 5 issues here. Awesome. Just to go over some bugs, some things I think we could add, like features like this one. I think it would be nice if the users had a hint button to give them hints about the correct answer to a challenge. But that's an optional feature to add in the future. And then, oh, 1 second. My microphone isn't properly turned on. All right, that should be a lot better now. I'm doing well. I have some allergies right now, I think. I don't know if it's from the cat or because the weather here is going from like hot to cold continuously. But yeah, I'm doing pretty well other than that. So yeah, hints optional. These are some bugs and issues and things that need improvement. And then here I put down just a list of all the things I think that there should be challenges for. And some of these need multiple challenges. Like quantifiers, you'd probably have one challenge for each quantifier and then some combination challenges. So this could easily be, I don't know, maybe 40, 50 challenges. And then here are some types of challenges that I think would be good to use. Just like common things that you use regex for in real life. Oh, someone commented. I didn't see this. And someone else already liked it. So, match all. Oh, okay, cool. So he's just adding a couple more ideas for what should be included in the challenges. Awesome. Yeah, so this stream, I think, let's see, these 2 bugs, I think I wanted to work on this one. So there are some challenges, like let's say, so this is the first challenge in the series, and the user can just type in and match the word with regular text. But here I want them to use these special characters like A through Z in the challenge. So, oh yeah, I forgot. I have to A through Z plus. So I want them to use this, and then the next challenge I want them to do it in a capital version like that. But I mean, let me go back to that challenge. There's nothing that says they can't do this or just type in the word here. So I'd like to check and make sure they're actually doing what's in the box down here. So we could check their answer with more regex, which we would put into the same function. In body.view, we have this function. So when the user hits enter, here it checks this to see if it's valid and goes on to the next challenge if it's valid. So we'd have to check somewhere in here. And there's a lot of checking, so in this function, I wonder if we could break it up a little bit better. Okay, 1 second, I'll be right back. All right. Sorry, I'm a little sniffly from allergies. So maybe some forbidden patterns and pop up with the information that it's not what is wanted here. Yeah, so you mean we could use like the toaster, right? So if they, yeah. Yeah, I'm allergic to especially dogs, but I have a long-haired cat that I'm fostering right now, so I'm thinking maybe some of her, I don't know what it is, the dander or something. Maybe I'm reacting to that, I'm not sure. Okay, so let me step through what's going on in this function. So user clicks enter, they check to see if they can go on to the next challenge. First, we're making a list of things that they're not supposed to match within this. So like here, they're only supposed to match maple, not Vermont maple syrup. So this would make a list of Vermont and syrup. And then if they matched something that wasn't supposed to be matched, then valid will be false. Also here it's checking to make sure that they use the correct flags. So if the challenge requires like a global flag, this will check to make sure that they're using a global flag before it'll even potentially mark it as valid. And then here, if they didn't match the correct words, it's going to have something in the unmatched array. So if there's anything in the unmatched array, meaning they didn't match the correct words or somehow the challenge is invalid, which that starts as false, it can only be marked true here if it is indeed valid. Then it'll go on to the next challenge. Otherwise, it gives them this error saying incorrect answer. So if we want to so let's see here. Oh, I did add this challenge is new from last time too. Just a password checker. And so if we want to check, like here we want them to use this pattern. Well, let me go ahead and add the plus, because I say this every time. So let's say we want them to use this pattern. We could have this pattern saved here, like under required pattern or something. And just check that they're using that in their string. And then we could just do a string equivalency. Or we could, I don't know if we should tell them they can't use any other pattern, or if we should just say, because if you go to other places, like if you've seen SQL Bolt, which is a SQL, like an in-browser SQL query, I guess tutorial where you get to type the SQL queries here, and sometimes it tells you to use something to, let's say, find the title of each film, but you do a different way. It doesn't check for how you did it, it just checks for that you got the right answer. So I don't know if we should have a suggested pattern. Of course, that would be in the hints too for a suggested pattern. So maybe we don't actually need that. Hi, Sa, how are you? Yeah, I think we don't need that. Does anyone else have any input? More than require pattern. I am for forbidden. Because you kind of had many ways you could match something, and many would be correct. Though if you tell them to use one specific, then it's not learning anymore. Yeah, okay. So we could do forbidden. So we could say something like, let's say for forbidden patterns as an array. Why do I keep forgetting the N? And I say we forbid the dot in everything until they learn the dot, because that just kind of matches everything. Yeah, so I could try this. Let me add it after match. Let's see. And then we can always add more once we have that figured out. Yeah, after to match. Okay. So now where should we put that? So we could say if let's see. But I guess in case of regex, you will never get the yeah. Yeah, I guess I can prevent some globally usable things like the dot they could use for anything. So if they can't have a dot in their answer, that would be good. So why don't I just put an if statement? Where should I put it? I should probably put it here, because, and that could be the first thing that I check. I could, oops, I could put, actually this I should be pulling out first, I think. So I could have forbidden patterns. So I could say if, and then I would probably want this same to match, like this same for each, I guess. So let me think about this. So if I did this but for forbidden patterns, I can map through those and then say let's say the value, oh yeah, I don't want this though. And then if it matches a forbidden pattern, then I give them that toaster notification. Oh yeah, it's called a snack bar. Snack bar. And then I just return. So I return the function and it doesn't go on to anything else. Yeah, so I think that will work. I'll check against forbidden patterns first. And then I think I need to put some comments in this function because it's just getting to be really long. All right. 1 second, I'll be right back. Hi. All right. So, am I on? Yeah. So I need to check forbidden patterns against this dot user regex. So I could pull user flags. I don't know. I'll leave that there for now. So I'm turning the forbidden pattern into, I guess I don't need the G because if it's matched one time, I reject it anyway. So I could set a Boolean. So if they're using any forbidden pattern, I could say like let forbidden equal false, and then forbidden equals re dot test this dot user regex. So if it comes back that this forbidden pattern regex is found in the user regex, then forbidden will be true here if my logic is correct. Is that right? I think it is. So, and then I'll do, so if forbidden, forbidden. Okay, good. So now let me copy some snack bar logic. So let me get this. And here. And then I like to return something, so I'll just return false. So this dot snack bar is true. Can't give them this, so let me give them an error. Or maybe I should give them a warning? I don't know. Should I say you are using a regex pattern that is outside of the scope of this challenge. Please refactor. I think I can put HTML in here too. So let me see if this works. So right now, the forbidden pattern is just a dot. Oh, right. So actually I don't want to turn this into regex because the dot will match any character. So now it will always be forbidden, and I'm pretty sure about that. So yeah, it's always forbidden no matter what. Okay, that was a bad idea. So maybe then just closing the option here. All right. So re.test this.user regex. Yeah, so I can't turn this into regex. So I'm gonna have to do dot find or something. So if that's included in there, I'm just gonna do a string comparison basically. So I can't do in. So let me do yeah, I think I could do some. I think I'm using some here already, right? No, I think I took that code out. MDN. If it matches the test. So I'd start with the array. It's an array method. So array.sum, and then pass it a function. Okay. Yeah, because I don't need the regex there. Okay, so let me refactor that. So forbidden patterns is an array, so I'll do array.sum, and then I'm just going to do this out on multiple lines. So array.sum, and then it returns element. If anything equals that element, it'll output true or false. Okay. So in that case, I'll just do that and let forbidden equal that. So dot sum value, and then return value dot sum, not value in, what was it, this dot user regex. So what's the JavaScript syntax for that? Is it test? I thought test was a regex. Yeah, regex.test. Or can you use it with strings? Oh, let me see. JavaScript string. Or I guess you could do find, or let me see. String in string. Includes. Okay. So we can do includes. So let me do MDN includes. Oh, okay. Hey, am I getting these in real time? Does it feel like I'm getting your chat messages in real time? Because I know like what Jared was saying, because we have the delay. Do we still have a delay? Because I thought I fixed that. Because Jared was saying the other stream that there was like a 30-second delay, and now I put it, because it was at normal latency. The YouTube stream was, okay, so it's better anyway, but I guess not perfect. I'm really wondering if Twitch is better, because I was listening to a Twitch streamer the other day, and it seemed like the chat was coming in real time. Oh, okay. You hear the little beep. All right. Yeah, I might try out Twitch in the future and then do this channel for videos. I'm not sure. Or maybe I should just message YouTube and see if they know a way to fix it. Let's see. String.prototype.includes. Yeah, it seems like... Okay, so sentence.includes word. All right. So here it would just be... So it would be the other way around. So it would be this dot includes value, basically. So forbidden. So if any part of their string includes one of these forbidden patterns, then forbidden should be true and it should give me this warning. So let me try again here. Let me refresh. All right. Okay, so now I get the right error, but let me put a dot. Sweet. So awesome. That's a good morning. Just to check it out, I'm going to put this on a mobile screen and then... Oh good, it does go to 2 lines. Awesome. So it adjusts. Good. Okay, I like the forbidden patterns. That was a good idea, thanks. So now I have checking for forbidden patterns. I think the naming conventions I'm using are pretty intuitive here. I might want to comment on this. This if statement. This is actually, yeah, I guess it's not that hard if you break it down step by step here. I don't like to put comments in unless it's absolutely necessary. All right. So let me go back to the issues. We want to make sure they're using the right syntax. Okay, let me say we added, what's it called? Forbidden patterns array to prevent users from using certain patterns, certain types of regex in challenges. All right, so I'll close that issue because I think that's good enough for now. Awesome. So we could do hints, and then there's also, yeah, it doesn't check to see if they're using the actual, oh yeah, so for this one, so there's a couple challenges here, like the one I talked about earlier, the like Vermont maple, no, this one. So Vermont maple syrup, I want them to match Vermont, but I want them to use the beginning of line character for regex. So I want them to match only the Vermont that's at the beginning of the line. I don't think if they press enter so much, but like I put an example here, so let me copy this and and put it in here. So if I want them to match Vermont and use the beginning of line character, now let me go to that challenge. Match first word. So now I have all of these things, and if I type in Vermont, oh yeah, I'm gonna need the flag here. So now I want them to match only what's at the beginning. So I want them to match this, but the problem is that the regex is counting all of this as one string. Actually, I shouldn't even need the flag there, because I need to be able to tell it that these are all separate strings. And I'm not sure the best way to do that, because I want to treat this as the beginning of whatever line it's on. So unless this is in an array format, but there's another challenge, this one. No, it's this one. And this one is dependent on using the global flag. And then, anyway, and just matching these two, basically. So I have to making some kind of parser. Yeah. How do you think the most intuitive way to show this to the user? Because on this challenge, I'm telling them to use the global flag and match actually this one and this one. And that works. And I'm using new line characters here. But on this challenge, I want to tell them to match this one and this one, but don't use a flag, basically, because I want them to use the first of the row character. So these have to be differentiated. Do you get what I mean? Like, they have to know that these two types of challenges are different, because on this one, I want them to see that it's actually a new line, like a whole new thing, I guess. And on the other one, I want them to use the global flag. So I don't know how to best differentiate that. Unless I like put these in boxes. I could, I guess, why do I keep clicking on that one? So I could put each of these all in one box. And then this one I could put in separate boxes. But either way, I would have to turn this into an array. Oh, hi Tony, thanks. Yeah, I'm a bit sad about last season, Alex Cora, the playoffs and everything, but we still have a good team, and I'm hopeful for next year. Or this year, I guess. So, password. What am I doing here? I feel like I spell everything wrong. I need spell check in my code. So, okay, so this, I'm going to have to change full text to being an array. Or maybe I could do an array or a string. But I don't like having mixed data types in the same thing. So let me see. Because here I want these as different parts of the array. So it would match against all of these. I feel like I'm just constantly refactoring this app. So if I was to do this as an array, it would be like that. So let me try this one and see if I can get this matching. Okay, so now it's just rendering it because it's a VHTML, so it's rendering just the straight up HTML from that. So let me get it to render each one individually and put a box around it. And let me see. Oh wait, that was the wrong thing. So if I have full text and then I guess, what can I put there? Okay, so if I have that, and then let me replace it with full text. Does anyone, you could use some split method for return. I can't remember what to put here to replace what's inside. Oh well, I'll just do this again. Let me put this in an array. You said, well, you can use the split method. Oops. What am I doing? Yeah, I can. The thing is, for this challenge, I do want them split because I want each one of these to be different, but for this challenge, I don't want them split because I want this treated as one string because I want them to use the global flag. So I'm just going to use arrays and then have this as one string and the other one as each one item in the array. And I think that'll become more clear once I put a border around each separate one. At least I think it will. Yeah. So this one, I already got that one. This one, and then this. Yeah, I got that. And, oh, one more. Yeah, because this one's another one with the global flag. So, all right. So now, yeah, I have to go and fix that filter function so it displays correctly. All right, so here's my filter. This highlight filter is actually displaying what's here in the DOM basically. So let's look at that. So this is the challenge name. So this is this part. And then this highlight filter is getting injected with the VHTML directive. I'm using the options object filters and then calling my highlight filter. Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna have to refactor how I'm doing this because And this took a while to do in the first place, because I want to just use a v4 and, you know, put a v4 in here and then list them out on the DOM. Yeah, now you can make it in curly braces. What do you mean in curly braces? You mean this right here? Like put more stuff in the VHTML? Or you mean do something here? Okay. So, So I think, yeah, I think here, can I do that? No, I can't. So I'm gonna comment this out for a second and kind of redo that then. So let me do this, and I'll do v4 equals an array of objects with text and flag is highlighted. So I guess I could do this for each item in the array, like call highlight filter, and then I would pass it, yeah, I could pass it the index of the full text item, so that way I wouldn't have to write new logic. So let's see, v4 text I in store.getters.currentChallenge.fullText. So that's an array, and now I need, of course, the key. So let me do, I guess, text plus I. Okay. And let me see how that works. No. Oh, I'm not displaying anything inside. That makes sense. I think I'm still going to be using VHTML, but for right now, let me just display text inside. Yeah, so it shows all of these separate. And then for this one, it shows them all together because it's still one string. So, okay, so let me get rid of this and then get this messy thing back. But instead, I'm going to pass in text because that's the first item in the array. Or whichever item, the item at this index. Okay. And now, let's see the other challenge. Is it? Okay. Match word and text. Yeah. Ouch. I would like to clean up this logic, but I mean, if it still works, and then I can just steal, let's see, margin top 5 pixels, margin bottom. I don't know if I need that margin, do I? I don't know. Anyways, I can take this. Yeah, VHTML is not the best at all. So, okay, so now this is good. So does Vuetify have a border class? They have to have some kind of border class. I feel like if I use Vuetify classes, I never even have to touch Sass at all. Almost. So let's see, border. Oh, elevation 1. Okay, cool. Let me try that. Oh, I keep trying to copy it, but it doesn't let me copy from the chat for some reason. So let's say class equals elevation 1. Well, if it doesn't work, I can check it. Okay. Very, very ugly. But I can fix the padding in a second. So yeah, so this splits them up into different ones, but you can see that this is all the same. Let's see what 5 looks like. 5 is bigger. So I think if I did, so for V cars and styling, okay. So I think here I should put a class that equals margin top and bottom. I think that's margin Y. Yeah, margin Y. Let me put, so this is in increments of 4, so that should be 20 pixels, I think. Okay, so that puts the margin, and then I need padding in each one. So let me add padding. I should just put padding all around. So padding all, let me try 4. Okay, I don't think that's bad. Okay, cool. 4 pixels per level. So this is 16 pixels of padding all around. And then, so let me look at this one. Okay, so this is 4 different things. So I do need some spacing, like margin in between these. So I guess I can do like a margin bottom of 2. Okay, that's better anyway. Actually, I don't want the elevation quite so much. Alright, I think that's actually okay. I mean, except that the corners are extremely squared, which I'm fine with, except these corners are all rounded. So either I change these corners or I change these corners. And there's some kind of prop where you pass it, and I know I saw it in the buttons before, where you pass the prop and it's basically squares everything. What is it called? This one, tile. So let me see if tiling works. Actually, I don't know if tile would work here. So I think I would have to do border radius there. Oh. So I actually got an Apple Watch recently because I code so much that I just sit in front of the computer and forget to stand up. So every hour this is reminding me to stand up. So after the stream, I'm going to stand up and take a walk. Anyway, I highly recommend it if you sit in an office and you don't get that much activity, because it's really unhealthy. Anyway, so tiling, I don't know if tiling will work for that. Oh yeah, this is already tiled, so let me see if that works for the input and the card. So let me look at the card. Let's say tile. Is it tile? tile, yeah. Oh, cool. It did tile it. So let me look at the input now. This one. So it's already outlined. Let's say tile and tile. Did it tile? No. The input didn't. So let me see. Let me get rid of these two. So inputs, form inputs, so text fields. Both of them are text fields. These are all the different types of text fields. And then solo style, box style. I guess I could just have one underline. Okay. It doesn't have an example of one. So in props, so it says rounded, adds border radius to the input. So let me say rounded false. I think that will work. Yes, it is. So let me say rounded false and see if that works. I say rounded false and it's still rounded. Let me make sure I spelled it right. Yeah, so I have rounded adds a border radius. So what if I have rounded as true? I mean, is that more rounded? Oh, that's very rounded. I actually don't dislike that. Yeah, I think I'll have to use custom CSS or see if they have custom CSS for it. So let me get rid of that. Get rid of that. Adds border radius. Styles. Would it be in display? No, that's, I think that's visibility, breakpoints, that kind of stuff. Content. User input. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have that. That's very disappointing, Vuetify. So let me do one more thing first. So Vuetify square input fields. That decimal amount. I like that they've added mutation observer to the V directives. Oh, I didn't realize that. They didn't add the resize observer. You mean when they resize the screen, or if you resize a certain input field? Yeah, let me put here. I already have some custom CSS, I guess, so I can put input and then border radius is 0. And then I think I'll have to do more for the selection here. Resize div or whatever you... Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out. Vuetify is so massive, I feel like it's almost impossible to learn the whole thing. So... padding 12 pixels. Border radius. Okay. So if I overwrite this, then I should get... Sweet! So did it work? No. Oh, right. Oh, oops. Yeah, because I'm using a CSS module here. So should I reference it? Border radius 0. Oh, okay. So I can have 2 style tags. It's very strange. So I'll do this one as scope then. Take this out. So one funny thing, I was checking someone's Vue code and they had this bug. They just could not figure out what it was. And it was basically because they had 2 script tags in one file and didn't realize it. And it was giving us, I can't even remember what errors they were, but it was a very strange error and he couldn't figure out what it was. And then I just happened to look through line by line in all of his files and I saw he was using 2 script tags. Yeah, so that was very weird. But 2 style tags, I guess that works. Let me see. So why isn't this working though? Okay. So let's look at this. Border radius. Maybe I'll just use this whole thing here. Although it says it's not taking from there. But okay. All right, please work. No, it doesn't. Yeah, so it has my styles here. And this is me. So maybe I need... Yeah, maybe I need... I mean, I could add one more level of specificity if I wanted to, so... Put v-slot, so I could say that adds one more point of specificity. Okay, so this works. Yeah, I could use important. I just try to avoid it whenever possible. But this works because it was matching at the same level of specificity. And where is it? And their border radius was coming in after, I guess, in the styles. Yeah. So, because what? Classes are aren't they each 10 points on the specificity level? So that was 20 points. Mine was also 20 points. And theirs was coming in after, so it was overwriting mine. So by adding this div, I added 1 point of specificity. Damn it. Okay. So I added 1 point of specificity here. So now mine's 21 points and theirs is 20 points. And yeah, so even though theirs comes after, mine is more specific, so it works, in case you didn't already know that. Awesome. So now, okay, so now I'm fine with square everything. I kind of like square. So let me square the button too then. So where is that button? That's in top bar. Let's see, so button, and this I should be able to tile. Sweet. So now that's square. Everything's square. This is square. Well, the highlight isn't square, but it's okay for right now. Okay. So, and now the matching doesn't work for a whole array. So fixed some things, broke some other things. So like this one, let's say Vermont, because, okay, so I should be able to, yeah, now it matches the two correct ones. But here, where is it? Yeah, the checker is broken now. Yeah, so the screen works fine. The filter, this check valid red, no, not that one. The highlight filter works fine, so it's highlighting correctly here. But when it goes down to actually checking the challenge, it's broken because it's not expecting an array. Because we changed full text to an array now, which it wasn't expecting. So, yeah. So it's been over an hour, and I have to get ready for a presentation tonight, so I'm gonna have to log off in a few minutes. But I think we fixed this one and then we created a new error. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this one and say fixed by making full text property into an array. Okay. So we closed that one. Yeah, there are 3 issues left, and now there's a new issue, which is that, okay, full text array is not being validated correctly, which is in the body.vue file, in the body.vue file. Yeah, I feel like it's getting closer every time. It's just, at first I thought this was going to be a short one, and it did turn out to be quite a bit longer than I thought, but it is getting better each time, which is good. I think some more updates need to be made, like about accessibility. You know, how intuitive is it to go through these challenges? And then on top of that, besides some other minor updates, I mean, the styling needs to be updated. So I was thinking about doing a styling hack where I just, you know, put in some new colors, make it look a bit more fashionable and stuff like that. So, but overall, this is much simpler than the other app I was doing. So hopefully in the next few live streams, I can kind of wrap this one up and then just kind of work on it on the side. Because, yeah, within the next 4 or 5 live streams at least, I'd like to start another series. Anyway, so in the body.vue file, the next challenge method needs to be updated to correctly validate for full text property as in array. But I would like people to be using regex breakfast. I mean, I want it to be a usable app. And since it's a front-end only app, I can just host it on GitHub and for free, and it will just be there forever. So yeah, this one is what I'm going to be working on the next live stream. And then of course, if I have if I have time, I'll add hints about the correct answer. And I'm also going to need to do the same with my work. What do you mean with your work? I'm not sure. I just lost my train of thought. You're developing a Vue component. Is it open source? Yeah, so if I have time, I'll also update this to have some kind of hint button or get hint or whatever I'll call the button. Oh, cool. Yeah, if you end up posting it anywhere, then I guess post a link in the comment or send me a link to it. I'd like to see it. So yeah, that's the end of this stream. If you want to give me some feedback, create an issue, send me a message. You can find me anywhere online as Gwen Faraday, or my GitHub's right here, Gwen F. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. And I'm not sure actually the day of my next live stream, but I'll post that by tonight at least. So I'll have the next pending live stream soon. Take care.